Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and welcome to All the Right Moves with Jeff Moss. You may be viewing this before you sit down for a delicious Thanksgiving turkey dinner. I can smell the brown sugar and yams as I film this. Do they have a green screen for smells? Thanksgiving is a national holiday where we eat too much great food with family we love, or not. The food, not feud, lasts for days. Well, maybe the feud too. Thanksgiving has a reputation of a time when we get together with family and someone who may or may not have had too much to drink starts an argument. Hopefully not this year. Let's take a look at the history of Thanksgiving and see if we should try to be thankful and more forgiving. We all know the school textbook version of the Pilgrims and the Indians sitting down for a peaceful meal. But what really happened? Taking time to be thankful to their God predates the Pilgrims landing at Plymouth Rock. Thanksgiving services were routine in 1607 after the settlement of Jamestown. The 1621 Thanksgiving celebration is most famous, I believe, because it includes Pilgrims and Indians joining together after Squanto helped the Pilgrims with eels and corn. Just think, we could have eels and corn on Thanksgiving. The celebration lasted for 3 days. It was a time to give thanks to God for a great harvest. Interestingly, it is not known exactly when this happened, but most likely the end of September, as this was the customary time for harvest celebrations. The first national proclamation of Thanksgiving was given by the Continental Congress in 1777, right in the middle of the Revolutionary War. It was made from a temporary capital location in New York, because the British held Philadelphia. It read, "For as much as it is the indispensable duty of all men to adore the superintending providence of Almighty God, to acknowledge with gratitude their obligation to Him for benefits received." That's a mouthful. Then in 1782, Congress started Thanksgiving and the National Day of Prayer. Yes, it was started by Congress. The proclamation started, it being the indispensable duty of all nations, not only to offer up their supplications to Almighty God, the giver of all good. Then George Washington got involved as our country's first president in 1789. He created the first Thanksgiving Day designated by the government of the United States of America. It began, whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits. In 1795, Washington set a date of February 19th as the day of Thanksgiving. That's awfully close to his birthday. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. The next 5 presidents, except for Jefferson, declared a day of Thanksgiving celebration. But each date was different. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln declared the last Thursday in November as the National Thanksgiving Day, saying it's a time to recognize our Almighty God. It has been celebrated on a Thursday in November ever since. Now here's an interesting fact. In 1939, November had 5 Thursdays. President Roosevelt moved Thanksgiving to the 4th Thursday of November. See, we were in the middle of a Great Depression. His idea was that if we moved Thanksgiving back a week, retailers would have more days to sell their goods before Christmas. Is that why we have Christmas ads so early? It's one reason. Now that you've had a short history lesson, think about how tough the original settlers had it. They personally had to farm the land. Consider that and give thanks that you have food to eat and you don't have to farm it. A tip for having a peaceful meal this Thanksgiving: don't talk politics. Well, that's it this week. Have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on All the Right Moves with Jeff Moss.